Hi there, I'm Amanda Cromhote from Truth. Welcome to the Blind Loyalty Challenge. We interview world experts in loyalty blindly. We're hoping to create insight, spontaneity, and a lot of fun through the challenge. The challenge is about promoting the blind loyalty trust, and my book called Blind Loyalty, 101 Loyalty Concepts Radically Simplified. All profits from the book go towards the trust. We hope you enjoy the Blind Loyalty Challenge. So you've got to love another Blind Loyalty Challenge. So here today, I'm so excited to speak to Bart, who's the CEO of Uvik. And Bart and I not only love talking loyalty, but we also love running ridiculous distances, which we happen to do and bump into each other in the middle of nowhere once. So Bart, welcome to the Blind Loyalty Challenge.
Amanda, it's my absolute pleasure. And the funny thing is that what were the chances that we would meet during the conference? Like 1 in 16,000, right? And we've bumped to each other. So I would say anything is possible, right?
Anything's possible. So my first question is, why are you so crazy enough to run 90 kilometers up the most grueling hills in the world?
You know what? It's running for me was never something I was like entitled to do. It's just a run, right? It's nothing special. You don't need to have any special equipment. But then you're diving inside to this and you're seeing the complexity of running, complexity of the challenge. And I would say one thing, even though I'm not a South African, but the only place where running makes me, feel happy, it's South Africa. That's
Amazing.
where I was running my first marathons. That's where the place where I was completing my first comrades. And then I've understood it's a journey. It's not about finishing it. It's about being there with all the people who are supporting you, other runners. So it's kind of mixed between the religion, sports, activities, lifestyle. It's all there. But you did comrades 8 times, so I'm just small in front of you.
No. 7 times coming up for my 8th, but yeah, 20,000 crazies on the road at the same time. We met each other, so I was very happy and excited. So anyway, actually, that's not my first question. That's just an introduction. Still 3 to go. So my first question, this one is so easy for you. I'm embarrassed to ask you, but talk to me about what you think is the power of AI in customer loyalty.
Oh, well, actually, it's funny because within your book, you are referring to a lot of elements like emotions, psychological aspects of engagement. And what is the best part? Well, AI can replace that. We can get much more empathy from the loyalty. I wouldn't even call it the bot is right now. We can consider providing the support to the customer 24/7, that is never tired, perfectly understanding. I know it sounds scary that we are becoming more and more redundant, but actually within the proper use of the AI, we can empower every single loyalty program. And I would simply say one thing, which can be, bold statement, too bold statement. AI is like electricity. So we are talking about a major change. It's not like introduction of the steam engine when we start these first evolutions, but it's a master change of all type of interactions that are happening between the program operator and the loyalty program member. We can automate everything. We can be customizing every single message, personalizing, making it effortless. And the story is right now with the AI, which is even more scary, that loyalty is stepping back towards the convenience. And actually, AI provides these convenience elements into the loyalty program. Because, let's be honest, you can be super emotional and loyal towards the pagers, but the day you will see the smartphone, you're never coming back to the pager. The same way as we've seen it for Ubers. I know it's like overused example, but it's always the same. Convenience usually is a killer of the loyalty emotions.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Good point. I've never thought of it like that. That's a brilliant quote. AI is like electricity. Flipping out. That's going to be the headline for this challenge. Okay, Bart. Second question. So again, I think this is way too easy, but chapter 30 of Blind Loyalty is around personalization. So what is your personal favorite example that you've experienced of personalization?
Well, the problem is there's a very thin red line between the good personalizations and being a bit too creepy about how
Mm.
much we know about you. And of course, we've learned all the great stories from Tesco years ago, how accurate they were predicting if you might be even pregnant as per the date and the changes of the behaviors. For me, the good personalized messages like at the right time. And I think the time slot is the most important element because let's be honest, all the brands knows a lot about us. And you are also addressing, and I love this quote about the third-party cookies, right? When you're referring, it's over. So,
Mm.
okay, all the data that were already available are there. We can guess with very much good percentage what they're looking for, but just tell me exactly when. And the timing, I think that's the most crucial element. And for the timing, I would say recently airlines were quite well on that because they know your ticket, they know when you're flying, they can predict when you have certain thoughts about traveling, when you are guessing out, oh, I forgot to book right to the airport, and then it's popping out the message, it's time to do something, and by the way, if you're going to book with us, you're going to get something extra. And that's the no-brainer. For the
Mm.
retailer, of course, even we are building the predictive models when you are going to run out of certain products in your fridge or when is the right time to buy something. And then we're trying to find a sweet spot and just like do the small reminder, not being too creepy about showing, well, we know exactly what's within your fridge, because I
Mm.
think nobody wants to get there, right?
Yeah, I don't want anyone to see my fridge for sure.
Well,
Okay, the last question, which is a very personal choice, but apart from Blind Loyalty, what is your favorite business book?
wow, the book. I used to be very much into the books, but right now I'm pretty much into the podcasts because of the timing again. You know how long it
Mm.
took you to put all the things together. And actually, most of the books which are built in a way, they're just like the platforms, opening discussion, well, providing these thoughts. Okay, you have one-on-one things that are must-have within every single loyalty. But in most of the cases, when the book is like written, it's on the page in the library, you can take it, buy it, read it.
Mm.
Usually, it's outdated. So
Yeah,
that's why I really find out the podcasts are the best part to simply jump into the topic, be almost in a real time in touch with the
yeah.
experts. So that's why I really appreciate your job because you are putting all the experts in near real time available for us here.
Yeah, there's so many podcasts as well. I mean, this isn't really a podcast. This is just a little bit of a fun interview webinar. But tell me, what would be your favorite podcast? Doesn't have to be loyalty related.
Oh, I'm very much into the Harvard Business Review, all the podcasts. They're trying to get all the smart concepts in single place. And then it's just like the subject oriented, for the AI, you will really be surprised how many podcasts recently were up
Mm.
there.
I'm sure.
Hundreds.
I'm
Not
sure.
all of them are so relevant because for many people, it's like AI is okay, well, let's do something on AI. Well, AI, and we've learned it in a very hard way within our company because we are representing IT industry, and we are
Mm.
the first one to answer for this question. Okay, so who is not needed anymore because we can automate so many operations, so many processes. So for us,
Yeah.
it's like quite important to look on this.
Yeah, and it's such a touchy subject as well. So, okay, amazing. You're not the first person actually to mention the Harvard Business Review podcast when I asked about the book. So that's obviously a win. Awesome. So there you go. You actually got four questions, and here's my fifth question, which is who would you like to tag to take up the challenge
Oh, maybe
next?
maybe before, if I may just get like extra 30 seconds because I had some second thoughts about this AI part for the loyalty. And it's like it's such a huge discussion because if you're going to
Mm.
look at your program and the brand of the loyalty program, those days when you're going to look, okay, so who is the person talking to you from the loyalty program perspective? You cannot find anyone. And what's happening right now, we are building avatars for
Yeah.
some of the loyalty programs. An avatar will be as important as a brand, as all of the values, as the logo, as everything else, because it will represent the tone, the way you are interacting with the member, the story behind. So I would say, we might say, okay, metaverse is the future. We're going to all be digitalized, the digital twins and all the stuff. But I would say the avatar will be the very first type of interaction that is happening between the member of the loyalty program and almost the real person standing behind. Because usually when you're thinking about the loyalty programs, you are the industry experts who can name the person behind every single loyalty program. But for the member, if I would ask you, okay, so who's behind, let's say, Old Mutual Rewards? Well,
Yeah.
we
Who
might
is it?
not
Yeah.
exactly. And then you will say, okay, that's the avatar, that's the brand, that's the story you're presenting it. Okay, but another AI.
Yeah, but I don't think Brett would want his personal email address to be the front line, right? Rather
Well,
than a good avatar.
and actually, the story is people are expecting to put it because look at the brands like Tesla, for example. Or okay, it's Elon Musk, right? It's so easy, especially South African. So we can really play it well when you are putting the proper avatar that is available for everyone to create this kind of very personal relation with the customer over the brand of loyalty.
Let's chat to Brett and let's get Brett's avatar up and running for Old Mutual. Okay.
Monday.
But can I ask you to tag someone for me to
Of
talk
course.
to next?
So I would love to keep it in Dubai for a minute. And I would love to tag Mr. Suryavir Singh. So he's the head of loyalty for Enoch. Enoch is the Emirates national oil company. And he was actually the first one to convince people in Dubai that, well, you can have both loyalty and fun in oil and gas industry in Dubai, where all the prices are regulated and people were not even aware there are 3 different types of the petrol stations here.
Well, I know him, so that'll be an absolute gem to chat to. He'll be a gem to chat to. So great recommendation. Bart, thank you so much. Thank you. And I will see you on the Comrades Road on the 9th of June.
9th of June. All the best, Amanda.